as a child in the early 1980s, who was very keen on collecting toy cars, the only ones that were really available to me would have been Matchbox and Corgi. Majorette die-cast cars were another one that you could sometimes get as well, but one of the types that were not available to me, and I don't even know if they were available in the UK, I don't think they were, and they are now highly collectible, are Tomica. The other reason these are probably quite collectible now is because the real cars from that similar era now command quite a premium. I think it was probably because back in the day, in the early 80s, a lot of people would have had cars like these on their driveway in the UK, and they probably thought nothing of it at the time, but they were fairly ubiquitous. Thought nothing of it at the time, and now look back very fondly on that. Particularly people my own age whose parents may have had one, that they are now quite sought after as a result. This then means that these Tomica model cars are now also pretty sought after. You can buy reproduction models of any Japanese car you want. Hot Wheels produce a large range for only a couple of pound each, but these are kind of seen as the originals. So these are made in Japan, and they come in really nice little cardboard boxes. I was lucky enough to get a collection of these back in 2018. And what I'll do is I'll just show you the boxes and show you the actual toy car itself. So this is the first one here. So this is a Toyota Crown 2800 Royal Saloon. So the wording on the box is in Japanese on that side, and on the other side it is in English. Let's try and get that to focus. And it's got some details of the toy car on the side. Here is the toy car itself. Let's try and get that to focus. Just move all these back a little bit. I think one of the things that attracts people to these as well is that they are extremely well made. This has opening doors, and it has a metal base plate, and it also has separate light lenses. Really well made little model. I don't think the Toyota Crown was ever really sold in the UK though, so perhaps more relevant would be this Nissan Bluebird, although it was called a Datsun in the UK. Turbo, Triple S, I don't think was a version sold in the UK, but the overall car was something that's very familiar to me. Obviously you don't see these anymore at all. Here's the car itself. Again, nice detail on the front. Opening doors, nice gold wheels, a sunroof, and painted rear light lenses. So the next one we have, again, this will be something that's familiar. Now it's actually called the Mazda Familia in Japan. Over here I think it was called the 323. Again, really nicely made. Nice little toys, really nice thing to have. Sunroof there as well. The next one we have, again, I don't recall this ever being sold in the UK. It's called the Civic Country, and I don't ever recall seeing a Honda Civic of this generation, an estate one. So there's the artwork on the box. I do remember the hatchback ones of these really well. I think they did a saloon as well, I could be wrong. It's got the wood on the side, metal base, opening doors. Really nice detail. And the last one, which is probably my favourite, is the Nissan Cedric. Now these were kind of sold on and off in the UK. There was older models, and I remember seeing with the twin rear wipers. They may have sold this. I remember the Datsun Laurel, but I don't know if I remember the Cedric. The back seems slightly familiar. And this one's really nice. It's got separate lenses for the back, separate indicators, a nice coach line there, metal base, and opening doors. And the one in the box is in a fantastic brown colour. These are all mint and boxed, original, made in Japan. As part of my Tomica collection, I also bought these ones. Now these came in clear plastic cases with no name, no badging, no anything on them at all. Now what these are is these are re-releases of the original Tomica cars. The quality and execution of them is exactly the same. I'll just show you some of them. So again, this is a little Datsun Cherry. This will be pretty relevant to people, especially in the UK. I think everybody knew somebody that had one of these. This is the coupe version. Opening doors, lots of nice little badges there. You can see them. You need a magnifying glass to see them right enough. But the difference being, and I'll take one of these. This is the Civic. So this says, if you can see that there, focusing on that. Does that focus in? No, it doesn't. It says made in Japan on the base. You just have to take my word for that. Whereas this says made in China. Other than that, these are completely identical in quality and weight, size and feel to the originals. And I think these are still worth a reasonable amount. So we've got a Nissan Cherry. I think you call this an F11. Yes, F11. This is the second version of the Cherry. The first one was the 100A, a Tomica version of a 100A Cherry is one I'd really like to get. Spoke about Cedrics earlier. This is an early 70s Cedric. This would have probably had twin rear wipers. Opening boot. Quite a basic. This is a bit more of a basic one, this I think. I think because it doesn't have the opening doors, it's got the opening boot instead. This is an old Bluebird. Opening doors, nice badging, really small. In fact, the badging is tiny. You'll not be able to see that in the camera, but it says Bluebird there and really nice little script. Lovely little models. Toyota Corona 2000 GT, not a car I was familiar with in the UK. I don't know whether they ever sold these in coupe form. Trying to get these to focus in. There we go. Nice silver paint on that. Again, lovely badging cast on there. Really, really nice little models. And this is probably my favourite. This is known in this country as the Datsun 120Y. This is called the Nissan Sunny Excellent in Japan. Try and get it to focus in. See if we can get a bit closer to focus. Am I asking too much? Yeah, we are. Okay, that's fine. So, Nissan Sunny Excellent 1400 GX. In our country, it's the Datsun 120Y Sunny. This is probably my favourite because I remember these 120Ys. Different rear lights and slightly more pointed front, but the overall execution is the same. I remember these really well, particularly in saloon form. So these and the originals over here, these are worth quite a bit of money. So if you see them on eBay, you're probably talking about £30 to £40 each, depending on the condition and depending on how common the model is. I did have a few more. I had a Toyota Corolla 11, but it had a plastic base, so it didn't appeal to me as much. And the other one was a Mitsubishi Canter truck, which again, as being a truck, it didn't fit in with this collection. So we just shop around. I was lucky enough to get this whole collection for £80 as a job lot, which I was really pleased with because you probably couldn't even get a couple for that amount. And they've been an absolutely cherished part of my collection. But I just thought I would let you see a more unusual side to my collection of model cars. Tomica by Japan.